Nick here, aka Goju Ninja. Thanks for tuning in for another one of my tutorial videos. This one today is going to be on Zenkutsu Dachi, or forward stance or long stance as we know it in the karate world. I'm going to go over as many aspects as I can. Hopefully you can enhance some of your training or add a little bit to it, maybe fill in some gaps, and I just hope you enjoy it. So if you watch my previous videos, I already kind of showed the basic posture and position. So if you haven't seen it, you can go to my page, and I'd advise you watch Zenkutsu Dachi stance first, because I explain some of the other basics that have to do with just moving in traditional karate. So I'm going to exclude that and just go right into this specific stance. So we start out, hands on the hips. We're going to do 2 or 3 forward, 2 or 3 back, circle in, circle out, set your feet up right, circle in, going back, hitch, knee. Okay? That is Zenkutsu Dachi, or the forward stance. So here's some key factors to put into play. When we step out, we want our feet about shoulder width, so we make some adjustments. There we go. That's number 1. Number 2, we want this front leg and foot going forward. Okay? We don't want it turned out. We don't want it turned in. Foot is forward and the knee tracks over the foot. Not caved in this way, not caved in that way. Cool. Hips should be as square as you can get them. Okay? Forward facing. Forward stance, long stance. Okay? This is our Zenkutsu Dachi. I know some others will have angle, but for this one, forward facing. Very, very, very important is the back foot. The back foot, the actual foot placement, is going to dictate where your hips are. We always say your back foot should be pointing at a 45, almost 30-degree angle. Therefore, your hips can come around. If your foot kicks out this way, it's near impossible, if not very painful, to have your foot this position and your hips turned. You're going to feel a lot of torque in your groin, in your knee, just uncomfortable all around, and not the greatest for power generation and punching and delivering power. So we turn the foot around. Now we have our foot angle. So let's review real quick. Number 1, feet about shoulder width, not too narrow, not too wide. About shoulder width. Foot and knee going forward. Back foot about 45, 30 degrees with the hips square. Okay? Gonna go for the side view to add more to that. I get my position, make sure everybody can see. Okay, so my feet are positioned correctly. Now, front foot should be bent, and the knee should be over the ankle. Okay? Now I'm staying up in this position so it's easier to explain, but you could very well come down lower, okay? Which is great for training, but for now, I'm gonna come up a little bit to a more comfortable stance. Anyways, knee is directly over your ankle. You don't want your knee tracking way over your foot or your ankle, and you don't want to be behind. Straight shin bone, straight up and down. Back foot is locked straight, heel flat on the floor, back up straight for whatever technique you're doing, okay? So a good way to practice is about this position or this posture. Again, you can go lower, but I feel like that's just super exaggerated. I'd find somewhere in between, because we're always trading off best positioning for your body and most efficient movement. The deeper you go, the better the training is, the harder the training is. Therefore, when you do have to execute a technique and you end in like a Hame Zenkutsu Dachi or half Zenkutsu Dachi for real fighting, you're going to probably be quicker and faster than if you always practice your Zenkutsu Dachis at this height. It's only going to be minimally strong. If you practice at this height, it's going to be much, much stronger because you're forcing your body to move more. Okay? So, we got the basic foot positioning. You can start yourself off on a line, like a Kiba Dachi or a Heigo Dachi. Hands on the hips, shoulders back, circle in, circle out, positioning your feet, okay? When you go to move, you bring foot to foot, then back out at a little bit of an angle, okay? If I don't pull my foot a little bit of an angle and I just step straight forward, almost like the way that we walk, when I land, my stance is going to be way too narrow and you're going to fall over. So here, foot to foot, out at a little bit of an angle so I have distance. Your feet shimmy. Decent Zenkutsu Dachi, hip forward, okay? As we go to step, another key factor, besides bringing the feet together, is keeping the knees bent, okay? We don't want to stand up and then let our weight fall down, okay? We want to keep our knees bent. That's for multiple reasons, but some of the main ones are, that's the proper way you should move, because you don't want to walk with your legs straight like a stilt, and it increases speed and just overall better, okay? So anyways, here, when I bring my back foot up, my knee stays bent. My head stays at the same level, and I step back out into Zenkutsu Dachi. Stepping back, same. When I step back, this knee or this leg that's straight immediately will shift and bend a little bit, okay? Shift and bend. Shift and bend. And I'm going to exaggerate it so you can see it better on video. But shift and bend, almost like you're in a Zenkutsu Dachi, or I'm sorry, Shiko Dachi. But not to that extent. Just a little bit to where you feel comfortable. You suck the foot up, your knees are bent, shoot the foot back, you're landed, planted in your stance. Think of any more specifics to that stance. I'm trying to keep my video shorter so you can get the key points. Oh, once you get the basic foot position down, knee foot forward, knee bent, back leg 45 degrees, feet under your shoulders, hips square. Once you have that basic movement and staying low, then here's a couple of tips you can add into your Zenkutsu Dachi if you're good at it. So, if we're in a position and we want to move, once we've mastered the circling in, circling out with the feet, instead of having our front leg pull up our back foot to move forward, like pull it up, we can start to have a forward motion. How do we do that? By simply bending the foot so our weight goes forward. Bend, then as we're going forward, the other one can come up much more freely. Catch our weight, okay? One more time, here. Good rooted stance, we did whatever we did whatever attack. Now we're about to move forward. We bend the knee, not bend forward, just bend the knee so your weight starts to come forward. You almost feel your heel come off the ground, so it's a more efficient moving. Bend the knee, sending your weight forward, comes up, feet to feet, circle forward, plant, shoulders back, okay? I explained this a minute ago, but moving back, I see a lot of the time we're in this position, trying to show my legs. This position, when we go to pull back, we use this foot to just push, like this foot, and this foot stays super solid. What really needs to happen for more efficient movement, I keep using the word efficient, but it just means using your body mechanics to your advantage, is this back leg needs to, what I like to call break. So here it's locked, it's strong, but then you're gonna break it. You break that lock. Now, not only do you have this foot pushing, but you have this foot pulling in a more relaxed manner, okay? If it's straight, it's very uncomfortable to try to pull your front foot up. Once it tilts and bends, now you can push with this foot and pull with this leg, okay? Rather than concentrating on this, which also makes you bob up and down. So, it breaks by bending and turning, bringing the feet together, shooting the foot back. Land, Zenkutsu Dachi. I'm going to leave it at that for today. If you have any other questions specifically about the Zenkutsu Dachi, leave them in the comments, and hopefully that moving back and forth will help add some technical specificities, just kidding, any technical specifications into your training. So thanks for tuning in, and have a good one.